From dense jungles to hectic cities, from lush green rice fields to deep dark caves, from turbulent past to promising future, from French-influenced baguettes to boiling hot,
phở bò,
and from empty highways to friendly people. This is Vietnam, from Hoi An to Hanoi. Our journey starts in the ancient town of Hoi An. First thing you should do is to rent a bicycle and explore the different side streets of Hoi An.
I want to ride my bicycle. I want to.
If you are one of those weird people that actually wants to learn about the culture and history of the place you are visiting, consider exploring some of the historic sites that are abundant in Hoi An. We will recommend to start with Guan Di Temple, a picturesque Chinese temple from 17th century. Just a few minutes away is
Hội quán Phước Kiền,
which is a must visit in Hoi An. If you make it past the guards.
Very lovely. Very lovely. Yeah.
And our personal favorite, Old House of Tang Ki. This well-preserved 18th century merchant's house, featuring a fusion of Vietnamese, Chinese and Japanese architectural elements, offers an interesting look into how people used to live here. Especially fascinating is to learn how they cope with the severe flooding, which is unfortunately pretty common in Hoi An.
2029 times for 1 month.
For 1 month.
Yes. Normally in Hoi An the flood happened about 3 or 4 times, but 2 years ago, COVID and flood happened 9 times.
Nearby is also the
chùa Cầu,
bridge constructed in the 17th century to connect the Japanese and Chinese quarters of the town. Hoi An also has some great cafes, and you will probably like any place you try. But we fell in love with this little cafe that is a bit hidden from the main roads here. It is run by this lovely lady who made us feel very welcome, and the whole cafe has really cozy and homey vibe.
Just made this cake yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
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 Our favorite coffee is the Cafe Mui, which has a little bit sweetened milk and salt in it, and it's absolutely delicious. We usually order one and then we finish it, and then we have to order another one because it's absolutely addictive. The lady knows what she's doing, really.
It is a dream.
They also cook delicious meals here, but we didn't eat anything today, because today was the day. Today was the time for the ultimate
Battle of the Hoi An Banh Mi.
Banh Mi is a yummy Vietnamese sandwich with French twist, stuffed inside a crusty baguette filled with tasty grilled meats, pickled veggies, fresh herbs and spicy chili sauce. There is never-ending debate about who makes the best banh mi in Hoi An, which we are going to squash right now. First, we bought famous banh mi phuong, which is known mainly because it was featured on the late Anthony Bourdain show and is often regarded as the best in town. Next is the Banh Mi Queen, which is the biggest competitor to Banh Mi Phuong. And last, but definitely not least, there is this awesome little old bakery just next to Ta Nan Market, where we've been getting plenty of mouth-watering banh mis before this competition. So, After we took one for the team and tasted all 3 banh mi sandwiches, we arrived at this decision.
Last place, fortunately today, the baguette is not really fresh. Usually when we bought it there, it was really fresh. It was like one of the best baguettes we have. That's why we bought it today.
Yeah.
Second place, banh mi puong. It's good.
It's very
one,
good. It's very delicious.
Part of fresh veggies,
Yes.
but I think
Banh mi.
banh mi, yeah.
Right before we could announce the winner, the friendly owner of the homestay where we were staying invited us for a free dinner as a thank you for spending over 2 weeks there. This was partially due to us feeling a little bit sick, as you may have recognized from my voice, but mainly because we truly felt at home. The whole family welcomed us and made our stay absolutely unforgettable. If you are planning to come to Hoi An, look no further and book this place. You won't regret it.
So,
Back to the banh mi's. First place just has to go to the banh mi queen. I think this one is just it's perfect. They have
It's
the
perfect.
best sauce, really big baguettes.
tasty, very delicious. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of veggies.
Bread
Yeah.
is very so crispy.
I mean, try everything, but for us, banh mi queen is
It's
the winner.
definitely our favorite.
Yeah. Now it's mine.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
After the nutritious lunch, it was time to head to the beach through the beautiful rice fields. Never considered Hoi An as a beach destination until we've arrived here. It maybe doesn't look that beautiful on the camera as the ones in Thailand or Philippines, but it's still really nice, clean. The restaurants on the beach offer delicious and affordable meals and drinks, and it's great escape from the sometimes unbearable heat you'll get in Vietnam. As the sun started to set, we headed back to our homestay where we had delicious home-cooked dinner.
Each new blessing I receive, it keeps bringing me joy.
So the lady that owns this place cooked us this beautiful meal. It looks absolutely delicious. She just cooked it for us without asking for money or anything. This place is amazing. The people that run it are amazing, and this looks absolutely delicious. I can't wait to try it.
After the huge feast, we went to the center of the town for a highlight of every visit to this UNESCO World Heritage Site. After we done some shopping, which Hoi An is famous for,
should take a picture.
I have. Yeah,
Very unique picture.
yeah, definitely. We went on a boat tour that is a must-do activity when you are in Hoi An.
Okay, we have our life jackets on and the journey can start. So romantic. Romantic, baby. You can really see the city from here, from totally different perspective. I like it. I like it. You like it?
I love it. I love it.
Thank you. Hi. Hello. And now?
And now we go drink beer. Very cheap beer. Exactly for us.
This family-operated restaurant has won us over with its great reviews, delicious food, and most importantly, cheap.
Yeah?
So we actually wanted to show you some more street food that Hoi An is famous for, but as you probably saw, the enormous feast that the lady from our homestay prepared for us, it's just too much for us, so I think it's time for a mojito and some beer.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Next place on our itinerary is Da Nang, up-and-coming modern city in central Vietnam that provides sneak peek on what the future of Vietnam may look like.
Hey guys, welcome to Marble Mountains. Are you okay? Cut. Hey guys, welcome to Marble Mountains. We are here around 10 a.m. and it's already so hot. But there is no entrance fee today. I don't know why. So that's great.
Let me take it from here, honey, since you seem to be a bit out of breath. Marble Mountains are stunning limestone hills that hold a lot of spiritual importance. The marble from here has been used for art and buildings for many centuries. Numerous caves and temples are surrounded by stunning natural beauty, just waiting to be explored. The highlight of the Marble Mountains was definitely a visit to Hoi An Cave.
A lot of opportunities for capturing stunning photos if you are into that sort of stuff. Clearly, we are not.
The Marble Mountains were more fun than we thought. And we stayed there like for 2 hours, but it was way too hot. So now to beach.
beach in Da Nang. It was really clean, well organized, and had everything you might need for a day at the beach. Plus, the backdrop with the city skyscrapers gave it a Miami kind of vibe. After a short nap on the beach, it was time to continue on our journey. The Lady Buddha statue stands at an impressive height of about 67 meters, which makes it one of the tallest statues of its kind in the world. The whole complex attracts tourists for its beauty and incredible views of the city, while pilgrims come to pay respects and offer prayers. The whole Sontra Peninsula, where Lady Buddha stands, makes for a great day trip on a motorbike, as it has plenty of views of Da Nang City, monkeys, beaches, and beautiful nature. But instead of doing that, we chose to travel along one of the most famous roads in all of Vietnam, Hoi An Pass. Hoi An Pass gained international fame when it was showcased on the BBC television series Top Gear, with the host highlighting its stunning natural beauty. Since then, many tourists consider the Pass of the Ocean Clouds, as it's also known, a must-visit destination, and choose to ride the pass on a motorbike. And although the scenery is really wonderful, we felt that Vietnam has many other roads that are even more beautiful, and that the pass is a bit overhyped. And another problem is that it's too short. We could go like for 1 hour more, maybe 2. It's too short. But on the other hand, this meant we had plenty of time to explore Da Nang's corn market, which led Ivanka to an important realization.
I love Vietnamese balls.
Besides the balls, this market has everything from clothes, jewelry, fresh produce, our old favorite Vietnamese noodle dish,
Cao lão. It is cao lão. Cao lão.
and our new favorite Vietnamese noodle dish.
Sweet. It's very good. Very good.
The beach at sunset becomes a popular place where families can enjoy some fun together, and after a short stroll on the stunning Da Nang promenade, we decided to join them. We began our last day with a ride on the world's longest cable car to Bana Hills. A former French colonial hill station is now home to an amusement park primarily known for its golden bridge.
I love it.
Really?
It's very beautiful.
Even with the people?
No.
Okay, Bana Hills can be a bit touristy and seem to have been built solely for taking Instagram pictures, which, as we already shown you, is not our strong suit.
Oh la la!
However, after several months in Southeast Asia, we quite enjoyed the European style village, fun attractions and the fresh mountainous air. And that is definitely the only thing we enjoy here. In the evening, we watch famous Da Nang's fire-spitting dragon. And after that, we went to the night market that is right next to the dragon, which has souvenirs, friendly people, and a tempting selection of local foods like mi guang, bang seo, and tacos. You could probably find anything here except perhaps for turtles. After an incredible train ride, we arrived in Hue, former capital of Vietnam, and began our exploration with its infamous creepy attraction. This abandoned water park was originally opened in 2004, but was closed after a couple of years. The stories behind its closure include reasons such as financial issues and the park's supposed location on a mass grave from the Vietnam War. Today it serves as a favorite spot for urban explorers.
I think this is
photographers, and professional travel YouTubers.
Koukej se do toho. To zaměřením si to zaměřil. Koukej se do týdě. A koukej se jako by okolo. Dali bacha na šlapeřek.
After a smooth ride,
I don't like it.
we visited one of the oldest and most important religious sites in Vietnam. Dien Mu Temple, standing for over 400 years on the Perfume River, is the vital center of Buddhism not only in Hue but in all of central Vietnam. Although the complex is mainly known for the unofficial symbol of the city, the Thap Vuong Duane, a 7-story octagonal pagoda, we were most intrigued, aside from the marvelous gardens of course,
I like it. I like it.
by this car.
This behind me is actually one of the most interesting things that we have seen in Vietnam.
Unfortunately, we can't explain why is this car so important without violating YouTube guidelines. Just search the name
Thất Quảng Túc.
after you watch this video and you'll understand. Now, back to Hue and its most famous tourist attraction. Hue Citadel was the imperial capital of Vietnam during the Nguyen dynasty. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is known for its impressive and well-preserved architecture, including the Forbidden Purple City, which was reserved exclusively for the Nguyen emperors and their close family. And even though preservation works are still ongoing to this day, you can clearly see the remnants of the Battle of Hue, which was one of the longest and bloodiest battles of the Vietnam War, that almost destroyed the whole city. And to end our day, we joined the locals and watched an incredible sunset over the Perfume River. After Hue, we went to one of the most amazing places we ever been to, Phong Nha National Park. We started our day with a visit to a longest river cave in the world.
Việt Nam.
just
Yes, you have here. Oh my god, you have here. Big guano on your face. Yes, a big. Your face is one big guano.
After we cleaned the guano from my face, we docked on shore inside the cave and went exploring on foot. Phong Nha Cave, after which the whole national park is named after, is famous for its beautiful stalactites, which grow down from the cave ceiling, and stalagmites that grow up from the ground. Remember not to touch anything, as any foreign dirt and oils may disrupt their growth that took sometimes even millions of years. And you can also enrage your fellow explorers.
anything for photo, anything for Instagram, anything for like. Come on guys, don't do this. That's like the stupidest thing I ever seen.
After we got back and tried to be one of those energetic travel YouTube couples. Okay, that was amazing. But we are starving and we need some coffee.
I need coffee and breakfast. I need breakfast.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
We had delicious free breakfast that comes with the cheapest room we had in all our travels. Beside the breakfast for only $10, we got clean room with a huge bathroom, incredible views on both sides of the surrounding Karst Mountains, and our favorite thing about the homestay, lovely dog named Blue. She was so sweet and playful we could spend hours with her, but we needed to continue on our journey. Our next stop is going to be Paradise Cave, which lies about 1 hour incredible scooter drive from the town center. And as it is the most visited tourist spot in the region, we suggest to come at around 2 p.m. and on weekdays to avoid big tourist groups and have still plenty of time to explore this otherworldly natural wonder. Honestly, after Phong Nha Cave, we didn't thought that some other place could be more impressive than that, but Paradise Cave absolutely blew our mind and left us speechless.
You know, I think it doesn't matter which camera you have. It won't do this place justice. Absolutely not. You have to see it for yourself.
You can explore the first kilometer from this longest drive cave in Asia, which is also one of the deepest caves in the world, with its main passage reaching up to 100 meters in height. But if you want, you can actually go on a special tour that will take you further on an adventurous journey to the depths of this natural wonder. Or you can book a tour to the other caves, like for example to the largest cave in the world, which is despite the price of $3,000 booked months in advance. And if you are like us and you don't have that kind of money, you can go on a virtual tour made by National Geographic. On our second day, we visited the lesser known spots in this UNESCO World Heritage Site. And although the sites may not be as spectacular as the caves, The ride to them definitely is. After we tried to visit a semi-wild enclosure where they take care of different wild animals, including endangered langurs and macaques, we continued to the botanical garden that has easy yet beautiful hike to an incredible waterfall.
So you can go down this way and then there should be some swimming spot, but I don't think we are going there. It's raining and it's too dangerous, too slippery. But it's still nice.
There are several routes to choose from, but as the weather wasn't really on our side and Ivanka's ankle wasn't fully recovered from her injury from Thailand, we chose the shorter one with a quick detour to a swimming hole.
It's pretty small. It's not for foreigners. Not for our size.
And although we enjoy the beautiful nature, seeing the peacocks and chickens in a cage and stuffed animals in this playhouse is definitely something we could live without. After that, we made our last stop at 8 Ladies Cave. On November 1972, when the US military bombed this area, 8 young volunteers went to hide in a small cave and were trapped when a big boulder closed off their only way out. All rescue efforts failed, and after 8 days, screams for help from within the cave stopped. After Phong Nha, we continue to another paradise for natural lovers, Ninh Binh. But before we show you what we did here, we have to talk about our hotel. With $17 per night, this was the most expensive hotel we stayed in on our 2-month journey through Vietnam. And we don't regret spending a little bit more, as we had an incredible clean room, swimming pool and delicious free breakfast cooked by the lovely family who runs this place. But mainly because of the incredible setting. Right in the middle of the limestone mountains with a free roaming mountain goats and a small river running right beside it. We honestly felt like in fairy tale, especially at sunsets. They also provide free bicycle for rent, which is great because
I love it. It's my hobby. Let's go.
we could spend days riding between the mountains, rice fields and lakes full of water buffaloes, as the scenery is just absolutely breathtaking. Even, or maybe I should say, especially when it rains, it's really unforgettable experience. Another must thing to do is the Trang An boat trip.
We got our hats from the host from our homestay.
Okay, before you're gonna ask yourself, yes, we are actually gonna wear these hats for the rest of the boat tour, and no, we didn't realize how ridiculous we look in them until we got to editing the footage.
Okay guys, we are on our way. It was really simple. We were in the boat in like 2 minutes. We chose the road 3 because we heard that's the most beautiful and also most popular one. And I also asked our captain Boon, and he also said that he likes the road 3 the most, so that's where we're heading.
Our first stop is called Trin Temple. This small, over 1,000-year-old shrine made us realize that we forgot to dress appropriately again. And it was also a great place to prepare ourselves for the next part, the 1 kilometer long dot cave. We had to sit on the bottom of our boat as the cave was in some spots only a few inches high.
Okay, we are going to our first cave.
And after a brief moment outside, we went to another cave, luckily a bit shorter.
400.
Next to the natural wonder, we couldn't stop to admire the skills of our captain, who expertly navigated through the cave so that we will leave it with our heads still attached to our bodies.
Really good.
There are extra paddles if you like to help your captain with the heavy work. And with that being said, here is one extra tip. Be a travel YouTuber and excuse yourself by saying you have to film with the camera. This way you won't have to do anything.
Thank you, thank you.
Next up is called Hoi An Temple.
It's like from a movie.
Speaking of movies, did you know that Ninh Binh, often called Halong Bay on land, was used as a background for a lot of movies, the latest being Kong Skull Island? And there was even a set from that film on this tour you could visit. How cool is that? And after another short cave, the last stop, Vu Lam Royal Steps. When you make it from the boat in one piece, you can explore this temple complex that was also used as a military base against Mongolian invaders in 13th century. Standing here makes you wonder how they used to live here and use the surrounding limestone mountains and difficult terrain as a natural defensive walls. The Other thing you have to do in Ninh Binh is to climb to Hang Hoa viewpoints. The hike isn't that difficult, but the stairs can be a bit high, and when you add Vietnam Z to that, you should be in good condition if you want to actually enjoy the beautiful views. Favorite time to visit the viewpoints is around sunset, but we went earlier than that because we wanted to make use of the clear skies that finally came after days of heavy rain. And as we saw how packed the viewpoints already were around 4 p.m, we decided to get back down and enjoy the sunset on our way to the hotel. And as you will see in a second, we made a good decision. On our last day in Vietnam, we explored one of the most chaotic places we've ever been to, Vietnam's capital city, Hanoi. Our first stop belongs to one of the more unconventional places we've ever visited. The Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum is the final resting place of the embalmed body of Uncle Ho, a term commonly used by the Vietnamese people to this renowned historical figure. You will get in line and enter the mausoleum where you can, without stopping, look at Ho Chi Minh's lying body. After that, you can take a picture of the building that just screams Soviet architecture. And look at some of Ho Chi Minh's cars and still house where he used to live. There is also an interesting looking museum, which was unfortunately closed when we were there.
Well, I would say that was really interesting and definitely must do when you are in Hanoi. Do you think?
Yes.
We need some coffee.
Fortunately, there was this spot from the well-known cafe Kong chain. The place has a unique vintage theme, and after you enter, it's like you were transported back in the 70s. And freshly caffeinated, we were ready for another fun attraction, Military Museum. Okay, dark jokes aside, this is another must-visit in our opinion if you want to learn about Vietnam's difficult history. Or if you want nice photos for Instagram, I guess. Although most of the exhibits are from American War, how they call Vietnam War here, and Resistance War against French occupation, there is actually a lot to see even from different wars, and there were a lot of them. As in most war museums, you can expect a bit of propaganda here and there, which makes the whole experience even more fascinating. One of the highlights was definitely the audio-visual display about the battle for
Điện Biên Phủ,
which is considered to be one of the greatest victories in Vietnam's history.
Our forces opened fight, starting the second wave of attacks. Aiming with strong points, we were pounded on a larger scale.
And this picturesque sculpture made from various crashed planes. Speaking of pictures, opposite to the museum is Lenin Park, where you can take a photo with another famous person. After all the weapons, unexploded ordnances, booby traps and photographing of questionable historical figures, you probably walked out an appetite. Luckily, Hanoi has you covered. One dish you have to try in the city is called bún chả. The dish typically consists of grilled pork patties and pork belly slices grilled over an open flame, which gives it an extra smoky flavor. Dong lam. Dong lam. It's served over vermicelli noodles and with a huge plate of fresh herbs. We also recommend that you order the combo with fried spring rolls and some Hanoi beer, as the dish is quite greasy. So that was delicious, but now we are too tired, so we have to go home and maybe sleep for like 8 hours. I don't know.
8 hours.
At least 8 hours. Before you lay down and mess up this nicely made bed, let us show you our room. We especially like the spacious balcony with dozens of plants. It's stuck in a quiet alley, but still centrally located, so that most of the tourist attractions and restaurants are just a few minutes away. And speaking of coffee, as we became caffeine addicts in Vietnam, we will go for our second round to one of the cafes that's around the corner and try the famous egg coffee.
It's like egg.
It's good, but I don't taste coffee.
Coffee without coffee.
It's like a sweet foam,
Yeah.
egg foam, but without coffee. But it's good, thank you.
And speaking of banh mi, let's try how this famous Vietnam specialty tastes in Hanoi.
Best banh mi in Hanoi. But today it is a bit small, I think.
For us, yeah, definitely.
We have bigger one, of course.
That's what she said.
We don't know if it was the second coffee or second lunch, but we really enjoy just walking through sometimes chaotic but always interesting Hanoi streets. When we finally reached Hoi An Lake, we found a perfect spot to rest and singing the serene atmosphere.
We are here in Vietnam in the middle of October, and the weather is actually perfect for us because it's not too hot. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's perfect. Like in Europe in summer. I love it.
It was also perfect weather to explore another famous landmark that actually sits on the lake. Built in the 14th century,
Ngọc Sơn.
temple is testament to Vietnam's cultural heritage, dedicated to important scholars. It houses the legendary turtle statue, which unfortunately isn't allowed to film, so you will have to come and see it for yourself. As the sun started to set, the streets became even more chaotic and colorful. This is the perfect time to visit 1,400-year-old
Trấn Quốc Pagoda.
that offers breathtaking views of the sunset. So that was one of the most amazing sunsets that we had in a long time. Really beautiful. Yeah. Now we are getting really hungry. So after we walked back to Old Quarter, we found this little hole in the wall place where they serve
Phở bò.
with tender pieces of beef, savory broth and smooth rice noodles. We also love to garnish it a little with the pickled onions that gives it a nice sour taste.
Delicious.
And dip
Bánh dầu cháo quẩy.
into the broth for an ultimate mouth-watering experience. And to end our day, we visit the famous Hanoi Beer Street. And although we tried several stations and several beers, the outcome was always the same.
Yeah, it's true.
But like true Czechs who complain about beers in foreign countries, we also will never stop constantly trying to like them. Our first time in Vietnam was honestly incredible. And although we expected incredible nature,
Oh, yes, so big.
interesting history, amazing cities and delicious food, it still took our breath away. But the biggest surprise was how friendly everyone we met was.
Hello, nice to meet you.
While Vietnam is kinda known for scams and seeing tourists as walking ATMs, our experience was different. While there are definitely individuals you should watch out for, most of the people in Vietnam we met were really friendly, always smiling and made us feel extremely welcome. And we can't wait to meet them again.